everyone, welcome back to the Nature Patch. My name is Robyn and today I really don't have a specific kind of thing that I want to do in a video for you, except just to give you a little bit of a garden vlog, show you what I'm up to in the garden and just have a general check-in to chat about how we're all feeling in this social isolation period. So I have my piping hot green tea here and it's kind of early afternoon, so the lighting may not be that ideal, but I thought I would show you what is happening in the garden at the moment. There is lots of change happening and I am pretty busy each day. Like, I can name a few jobs that I really should be doing right now, but instead I'm filming a video. But in general, I'm just continuing with the swap over from summer to winter. So I've been planting a lot of seeds, a lot of greens, experimenting to see what's popping up and growing well now and what's not. And also some of the things that I didn't think would do too well are actually doing really well. So like my sweet potato down here is going crazy, and I thought that it would kind of struggle because we've had a few cold nights recently, cold being like 11 degrees, which I know is definitely not cold for a lot of climates, but I think it was cold enough to kind of shock a few of the plants because we've been getting like 20 degrees at night and temperatures like that, so it was a bit of a difference. But this is in general what the raised beds are looking like at the moment. This bed here is probably one of the most exciting ones because it has my favourite thing to grow, which is beetroot, which are growing pretty well. I think everything definitely needs a bit of a fertiliser at the moment, and turnips on this row that I've never successfully grown, but we'll see how they go. And then the Malabar spinach is just doing amazing as usual, and there's lots of potential for the space to add in different greens and herbs. So yeah, I really need to make a list of things that grow well in shade because this area really doesn't get a lot of sun at all. So even some of the radishes were struggling a little bit and weren't forming bulbs, but I did harvest some of my first radishes the other day, which I was really happy about, and had them on toast with avocado. It's absolutely delicious if you haven't already tried it. But yeah, some are starting to bulb up nicely, which is good. So that means more breakfast for me. And I've also been trying to figure out ways to provide more nutrients into the soil. So I've been using these, which is basically an in-ground worm farm compost bin. So I'll probably do a video on that later, but it's basically just food scraps and garden waste, and then underneath you can see all of that activity and worms going around because they're just basically attracted to all of this food, which then provides food to all of these plants in here. So I'm going to take a seat on this garden bed. It doesn't break on me. And I just wanted to have a little bit of a chat to say how I'm going through this isolation period because it's been a little bit of a challenge lately, mainly because I really struggle with motivation and inspiration. I get a lot of my inspiration and motivation to do my work from being outdoors, and although I can be outdoors in this beautiful garden, I love going on nature walks and traveling to different places to learn different things about the environment, going on different hikes and going camping. I just find I really connect to nature, and that's where I get a lot of my inspiration from. And I know a lot of you are probably the same as well. And unfortunately in Queensland we can't go camping anymore, and we're really restricted on where we can go. I mean, I could go for a bushwalk and drive somewhere, but then I run the risk of having to go to a petrol station in a small town, and I just don't want to run the risk of that community getting affected in case I did have the virus. So we're kind of stuck in Brisbane. Don't get me wrong, Brisbane has some amazing walks and places to visit, but I feel really strongly connected to rainforest environments, and they're a bit of a drive away. So unfortunately can't get to the rainforest for a while, but as soon as I can I will be back. But other than that, I've kind of just been struggling with focusing on working at home. There is so many distractions trying to work from home. It has been quite the challenge. Usually I do it a few days a week and then go into uni the other few days, but I haven't done that for quite a while. So life is interesting at the moment. Let me know how you're doing. I know I'm definitely not complaining at all. I'm just sharing my thoughts. I am thankful that I haven't lost my job or anything. We both have stable forms of income, but I suppose just this year is going to be a long year. This time of year has also been quite overwhelming with how many seeds and things we can grow. So I find it really overwhelming to have so many different seeds and then not really knowing what to choose, because I have such a long list of seeds that I want to plant and where I want to plant them, and I have all of this space, and then when it comes to the actual point of getting the seeds out and going to plant them, I'm kind of not really inspired to or motivated to. So I find one really good tip for that is just doing a lucky dip out of a bucket or whatever. So I have all of my seeds in there that I want to get in the ground in the next few weeks, and I know in my head where they're going. But planting them all at once just seems really overwhelming to me. So I've just been picking 1 or 2 a day and then figuring out where to do that. So that's really helped to manage that problem, and I also just get so much inspiration from other people's gardens. So another thing I would really recommend if you're feeling a little bit like closed in where you are, if you've got a smaller space, is to offer someone else or a friend or a family to work in their garden. It's something that you don't need to have contact with people. You can have a little conversation on the phone and ask them, you know, what they want, if you've got an oversupply of seeds. Something that I've been doing lately and that I am just about to go do now is to go down to our local community garden and actually just plant and take care of the garden down there. While growing food in my own garden is really important to me, sharing about gardening is possibly more important. I love teaching people how to garden, how to grow things, inspiring people, which is kind of why I wanted to start this YouTube channel, I suppose. And although I'm a really introverted person, like really, really introverted, you will not find me going to social events at all, unless I really have to. I just really crave like being around people, and I love teaching. So if you are like me and you're kind of just feeling a little bit trapped, even though I have so many jobs to get done in the garden, chat to a friend or chat to a family member and ask if you can start a garden in their garden if it's not too far away. And that way you might be inspiring someone else, and it's also just a great way to get out of the house and do something else. Oh, and another thing I wanted to share is I made some Rosella Jam the other day from the Rosellas that I'm about to show you, and it is the most delicious jam. If you have never tried Rosella Jam or growing rosellas, if you're in a subtropical climate, I would highly recommend it. And I'll also link down below the recipe that I used. It was really simple and easy, and if you would like me to make a video on it, I would be happy to do that, because I'm probably going to be doing another batch on the weekend, so more than happy to do a video on that if you'd like. These are the rosellas that I have been picking and using. So all of these beautiful red calyxes here. So all of these, you use the flesh, and you don't actually need to add any pectin into the jam, which I don't really like adding random chemicals and things. Usually I just make pectin from citrus seeds, but the pectin and the natural jelliness you get from the seed pods inside of these. So really simple recipe and absolutely delicious. Here is just a little bit of an update on the in-ground garden. I had to clear this big rosella out that was here because it got really blown over in the wind one day, but that's fine because I'm going to be planting some onions in there. And I just walked through a spider's web, yay! And I'm getting some more tomatoes down there. Lots more on their way. So things are going up pretty well in the garden. Still 100% snake paranoid. Whenever I hear a grass move or a sound, I just think there's a snake nearby. So anyway, I think I've kind of talked your head off a little bit. I don't even know how I'm going to edit this vlog of random COVID-19 thoughts. I think I just needed to get out of the house and just wanted to talk to someone that isn't Scott, to be honest. Love you, Scott. But I'm going to go down to the community garden now and clear some beds for people and kids to go plant seeds in. Hopefully someone's down there. Of course, we'll keep social distancing. It's a really small community garden, so it's highly unlikely that I'm going to run into someone. I hope you're all doing well in this weird time. I'm very much looking forward to the whole thing being over. And if you ever need support or you ever need someone to chat to, I'm always here. Drop a comment down below, or I challenge you to make a vlog like this to share your thoughts about how you are going at the moment, some of the challenges you're facing, and we can all kind of come up with ideas and ways on how we can overcome those challenges. I think that would be a really cool idea to do. So if you do make a video like that, let me know and I'll definitely go check it out and we can get over these challenges together. So I hope you all have a lovely afternoon / morning wherever you are in the world, and until my next video, happy gardening guys. Bye.